Hello everyone, welcome to the lecture series on object-oriented programming using C++. I am Mrs. Gitanjali Mahamudkar, lecturer and research scholar at Department of Computer Engineering, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Technological University, Lonere. This is the 12th lecture in this lecture series, and in this lecture I am going to cover about recursion, what recursion is all about, and a program demonstrating the use of recursion. Now, if you haven't watched my earlier lectures to understand what is a function and all and other concepts related to object oriented programming using C++, please visit my channel Learn with GSM, and if you haven't subscribed yet to the channel, what are you waiting for? Just hit the subscribe button and also the bell icon to get get notifications whenever I upload a video. So the book that I am going to refer for this lecture series is Object Oriented Programming with C++ by E. Balagurusamy and Object Oriented Programming in C++ by Robert Laffour. I am also going to use an online compiler ide.geeks4geeks.org, which will help me to demonstrate the implementation of the programs that I teach during these lectures. Now, what all you'll need to practice the programming is you need a machine with internet connection, and its knowledge of C is preferred but not necessary to understand these videos. Now, what exactly is recursion? Recursion, also known as recursive function, is a situation where a function calls itself, it gives calls to itself. That means one of the statements in the function definition makes a call to the same function in which it is present. So, what is a function? What is a function definition? All this I have discussed in the chapter function in the video lecture function. So, if you haven't watched it, please watch it to understand this in a better way. Okay. So, what happens in recursion is one of the statement in the function definition makes a call to the same function in which it is present. So, it may sound like an infinite looping condition that takes place, but just as a loop has a conditional check to take the program control out of the loop, a recursive function also possesses a base case which returns the program control from the current instance of the function to call back to the calling function. Okay. So, in this way we go back to the place from where it was first called. Okay, and then so it is kind of exit condition also exists over here. Okay, which help us to get out of the loop kind of thing. Okay, so let me demonstrate what it is. So for this we'll need to understand we'll need to understand the concept of recursive function, like how we can use it and where we can use it. The most simple and the best example that I can give is factorial. Now, I am sure you all know what a factorial is. Now, 4 factorial, in mathematics we have studied factorial. 4 factorial is nothing but 4 into 3 factorial, right? Means what happens here exactly is, what we do is we try to, when we try to find out factorial of any number n, let me take in general n factorial. What we do is basically we multiply n with n minus 1. Okay, we multiply n with n minus 1 factorial, right? So because of this, what happens, we go on repeating this until we reach 1, that is 4 factorial is equal to 4 into 3 factorial. Now this 3 factorial will be replaced by 3 into 3 minus 1, that is 2 factorial, right? Again we have to replace this 2 factorial by 2 into 2 minus 1, that is 1 factorial, which is obviously equal to 1, because 1 factorial is equal to 1 into 0 factorial, right? And 0 factorial is always, as you all know, it is always 1, and 1 into 1 is 1. So we continue basically it up to this, right? 4 into 3 into 2 into 1 until we reach 1, right? So in a way what we do is we go on repeating this step until we reach 1, that is 4 into 3 factorial. Then 3 factorial जब निकालना था, तो what we did, 3 into 2 factorial, then again 2 factorial means 2 into 2 minus 1 factorial, and 1 factorial is nothing but 1, right. So we go on repeating this until we reach 1. Okay. So here what is happening is we are repeating this step, in short, n into n minus 1 factorial. So that means here a step is repeated, that is a recursive action is taking place. A function is calling itself. This statement in the function is calling itself, right, to calculate it in the same way, right. So using this logic, what we are going to do is we are going to write a program on recursion. Now I'll demonstrate how to write a program on recursion. So let us begin with hash include IOStream using namespace std, right. We have the main function. Before that, I'm going to write the function prototype. Here I'll take the return type of the function as long, and I'll name the function as fact, or you can name it as factorial as well, right. And then what this function is going to do is it is going to take as argument a number n, and then if n is equal to 0, then as you all know 0 factorial is 1, so it will return 1, right. Now what are we supposed to do? In short, if n, so this is just one statement that comes under n. If n is not equal to 0, then what are we supposed to return? We are supposed to return n into, will give a call to itself, right, to the function itself, that is n into factorial of n minus 1, right. So this will be recursively called. So what is happening over this is the actually this, if you observe what is happening, this is the base case, this is the base case which is going to take you out of the loop or out of the recursive stage, right. And this basically is where recursion is taking place. So this is the recursive function call. Okay. And now we will write the main function wherein we will actually give a call to this function, right. So we have int num, suppose a number which we will use, okay, and then we have enter any positive integer. Basically we'll ask the user to enter any positive integer or any positive number, okay. And then when the user will see this, he'll give you some number and we'll store it in num, right. And now what we are going to do is we are going to display factorial of that number. So how is it going to happen? In this way, factorial of given integer, or you can say factorial of, suppose you want that number to be displayed, whose factorial is to be displayed, okay. So factorial of whatever number is, and then the result. So here you are actually going to call that function factorial and pass as argument the number which is given by the user, okay. So this is how you will get the result and then return 0. So here you will see the output. If you want to see, just check it over here. Suppose the number that I am going to pass is 5 factorial. So let me see what happens if I give input as 5. What output do I get? What will happen is factorial, here this number 5 will be passed. See, factorial of 5 is 120. Now if you try calculating factorial of 5, see, 5 will be 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. See, 5 4s are 20, 23s are 60, 62s are 120 into 1 is 120. So this is how you get the output as 120. So this is how this recursive function works. What happens over here is you first pass on this num 5 to this function factorial, okay, and then is num that is copied into this n, that is 5. So 5, is it equal to 0? No. So this statement, when you don't give any scope now, when you don't specify the braces, opening and closing curly braces, the only statement after if is considered to be in this if condition, okay, and this statement is outside if, okay. So what happens when 5 is not equal to 0, instead of returning 1, it will return this, it will go to this statement. But is it returning the value immediately? No. What it is doing instead? It is multiplying 5 with factorial of 5 minus 1, that is 4. So in short, it is giving a recursive function call to factorial function, which is itself, right? Factorial 5 minus 1, that is 4. So again 4 will come over here, okay. So at first what happens is we begin with the first function call. We first call the function factorial. When we passed num, we passed 5, right? In this what happened, we gave a call to, we tried to return 5 into what? Factorial of 5 minus 1, that is 4, okay. And what will happen in this function then, when you give call to this function factorial of 4, what will happen? It will give call to 4 into again factorial of 4 minus 1, right, that is actually 4 minus 1 is 3. Again what will happen is, when you give call to factorial of 3, what will happen is it will give call to factorial of 3, will try to return 3 into factorial of 3 minus 1, that is 2. Again what will happen is, again when you call factorial of 2, it will go to the return statement which says 2 into 2 minus 1, that is 1, right. And then what will again here, what will happen is factorial of 1 into factorial of 0, right. Now when this num is passed as 0, what will happen? This num is 0, it will check, yes, if it is 0, what will happen? It will return 1. Where will it return 1? It will return 1 over here, right, from where it was called. So 1 into 1 is 1. And where will it return this 1? It will return this output 1 over here, right. So it will pass it 1 over here. So what is calculated? 2 into 1. This is returned where? From where it was called. It was called from here. So 2 into 1 is 2. Then this 3 into 2. This product will be returned where? From where it was called. Where it was called from? Factorial of 3. That is 6. Right? 3 2s are, this will be passed as output, right? So 6 will be passed over here from where it was called. And from where was this called? 4 into 6, 24 was called from here. 24. 24 5s is what? 120. From where was it called? From over here. That is 120. Right? And this 120, from where was it called? From where was this called? It was called from this place, that is 120. So from the here you got the output factorial of 5 is 120. Now you understood how did I get the output? Enter any positive integer. Here I entered the integer as 5 and then I got the output factorial of 5 is 120. I hope now this is quite clear how I got the output, right? So now what have we seen in this lecture? We have seen what recursion is and we have seen a program related to recursion which explained what recursion is, and I think it was the only simplest and best example that I could give. If you have understood this topic, if you like this video, please don't forget to like and comment your views on this video. share it with your friends, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do subscribe to my channel. Thank you.